Howdy y'all! My name is Reese and this is A Piece of Me, and today we're going to be talking about kind of a serious topic. It's a topic that most people don't talk about. This topic is super important. I feel like it gets overlooked, or people just don't care enough to really talk about it, or maybe they don't have the right words. Like I, for the longest time, didn't have the right words to say this. Having a relationship with God is almost as like you're having a relationship with a friend. Alright, say you have this scenario. Put yourself in this scenario. You put a blindfold on. Close your eyes, everyone. Put a blindfold on and have 10 people in front of you. Now, you're gonna have one friend out of all of those 10 people, and each person's gonna say something and you have to recognize your friend's voice. Now, that would be pretty easy to do, right? Because you know their voice, you've heard them before, you've heard them speak. Take your friend out of that scenario and listen to everyone's voice. You don't know their voice, you don't know who they are, you don't know their name, you don't know their backstory, you don't know what they're like, what age they are. You don't know anything about them. There's a quote in the Bible that says, "Walk by faith, not by sight." It's not just a quote to be said or a nice little gesture. Oh, walk by faith, not by sight, you know. And for the longest time, I didn't know what that meant. Walking by faith and not by sight is hearing God, hearing His word, hearing His voice. You're walking through life. Every decision you make, you should be hearing Him. And every decision you make in life, He's there. He's talking to you. He's speaking to you. He is telling you which way to go. And most of us are going down this bad path, or a path that's not meant for us, or a path that's not working out, and we're making all these decisions that aren't working out. Why is that? Because every decision you make, you're thinking about the outcome of them, right? And that's called common sense. But when you make these decisions, you're listening. You're listening to what feels right. You're listening in your soul. This decision feels right. But sometimes those are bad decisions we're making. And not because in our hearts we're choosing the bad decision because we feel like it's a bad decision. You know, we don't know that it's a bad decision until we make it. Obviously, we don't know that. But there's a little cheat code that I like to use, and it's listening to God. It's knowing that He wants me on this path even though I think that this other path is the right way. So here's my path, here's His path. This path in my soul, I feel like this is the right way, the right decision. Say it's going to college. Making that decision to go to college, this is hypothetical. Making that decision to go to college is life altering. It is changing your entire world. Then there's God's path. And say He wants you to keep being a waitress, and being a waitress for 5 years, and you're miserable, right? You don't feel like this was the right decision. You feel like you should have went to college. But no, He's keeping you here. How are you listening to that? Why are you listening to that? Because you're listening to God. And He's keeping you here. And this path that He's leading you on will lead you in a completely different direction that He wants you on. Not the path that you thought you needed to take, not the path that you wanted to take, but the path that He wants you on. How do we listen to His voice amongst all the other voices in our head? All the different outcomes that could come from going to college, maybe being successful in some type of way, maybe being somewhat happy, thinking that you'll be happy, rather than a decision that is going to be harder, going to be tougher. How do we distinguish that? How do we distinguish those two different paths? The Bible it's literally a cheat sheet to life. In the Bible are so many stories of so many situations like the ones we're going through. And you just have to listen to them. You have to learn from them. You have to get taught by them. Studying algebra. It is like studying English. It is like learning how to ride a bike. It is learning how to drive a car. It takes practice. It takes consistency. It takes failure, and it takes learning and growing from. Chapter by chapter, page by page, word by word, you are going to grow from that. And you're going to start hearing Him in the decisions you make. You'll start hearing His voice. You'll distinguish what's your version of the path you should take versus the path that He wants you on. I know when I overthink, I go through all the possibilities, all the outcomes. My head is like about to explode with all these thoughts, all these decisions, all these outcomes. If I make this decision rather than this decision, or if I wait to make this decision and I go back this way, like all over my head's, it's scrambled up in this head, okay? I got a song playing in this ear and what I need to do over here, but a decision I need to make over here. It's all around me. The chaos in my head of making one decision. But the chaos is just noise. It's to throw you off. It is not real. It's not what you need. It's definitely not what you want. It can make you miserable making these decisions. And if you do listen to some of these voices, are these decisions you're making, are they leading to greater outcomes? Maybe for a little bit, but what happens when you get to the next obstacle? And the next obstacle? It could take you 5 years to realize, hey, the decision I made 5 years back was not the right path for me, and you have to restart. Your life will take a different direction by making that choice from 5 years ago. Why not save those 5 years of your life? I mean, you hear it all the time, I regret the past 5 years, or I regret that decision. How about instead of us regretting those decisions, how about we learn to just go the right path the first time, to listen to God the first time? I have a quote. I'm so sorry, guys. I just completely threw you for a loop. I was getting intense there, but my mind was scrambling. I want to talk about this now. Earlier today, I was just writing, and I was waiting for the right moment to get the words to say to you guys. But I finally have it. Do you overthink? I overthink. I overthink about almost everything. Why do I do that? Because thinking about the outcomes to every decision I make can get crowded. It can be a lot. One decision can change the outcome of your entire world. The world I've been building for so long, it's precious, it's delicate, and it was designed by me. And every decision I made, the things I could control, when the things happen to me, I use them as building blocks that now I have grew taller from. Each step, each decision I stepped on, I now have grew stronger. I stepped forward. The paths I've crossed, the challenges I now have overcome, I didn't do it alone. God was there. He has always been there. The overthinking was just noise. Noise to crowd my head, to throw me off the path of hearing God and hearing His voice leading me on the right path to the right decision. The past week, I've been asking people if they have been going to church. Because a lot of the time my friends aren't going to church, but they're praying, or they're reading a little bit of their Bible at home, or they're just going once a week to church. But if you're just praying to God, and He's hearing your voice multiple times, and you're going to Him over and over again, is that really a relationship? If you had a friend and they kept coming to you for advice, or coming to you with their issues, or with their trauma, or with their problems, and they're just dumping it on you over and over and over again, I need advice, what do I do? Or they're just trauma dumping and they're giving you all their issues, but they're never reciprocating that. That wasn't a relationship that we were having. It was a one-sided relationship. And that is what you're having with God by just praying to Him. And if you're just praying to Him and you're not hearing Him, you're not going to hear it in any decision you make. So guys, I think this will conclude today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you like my content, if you like me, I also have a Snapchat that I post daily on. I have an Instagram that I haven't really used a whole lot. And I have a TikTok that I post more inspirational quotes and just day-to-day life things. Please, if you enjoyed me, just give me a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel, because there will definitely be more. I'm sorry if this message was kind of all over the place. I'm learning. Yeehaw!